Yeah, Stella, baby. Finna get right. Here we go. Yeah, listen. I ain't really trying to hold too much pride. Feeling like Michael, how I beat those odds, yeah.
Well, welcome to Unapologetically Divorced. I am Brittany Bossub. I am an international keynote speaker, a podcaster, an author, and I believe in helping you win to be the best version of yourself. And as we come to a grips of understanding who we are, I think it's important to understand that everything that you have been through in your life has made you the person you are today. I would have never become a mental health therapist had I not gone through a lot of the things that I have gone through in my life. And that is why I am so grateful to be the host of Unapologetically Divorced. I also have an amazing co-host, Queen Bee, and she's amazing. And today we are going to be talking about overcoming guilt and understanding that in order to overcome guilt, you have to understand who you are and whose you are. And so as we get ready to lead into everything, again, thank you guys for joining us for the 7 minutes of daily positivity. We are going to talk about this quote right here: holding on to guilt only punishes you for what's already past. I'm going to read that again. Holding on to guilt only punishes you for what's already passed. So meaning if I choose to hold on to this guilt, I am punishing myself for what has already taken place in the past. And so as we reflect on that, we got to think about Romans chapter 8, verse 1. There is now no condemnation for those who are in Christ Jesus. And so what that means is I've already been justified. I've already been forgiven. Everything that has happened to me in my life, we've all done things. We've all done things, gone through things in our life, but we have to remember that we are who we are today because of the things that we have gone through. And it's all about your mindset. It's all about how you look at it. And so if we've already been condemned, for those of us who are believing in Christ, if we've already been forgiven, we've already been justified, why am I going to allow a person to keep throwing my past in my face? I'm not going to keep allowing that. And I'm passionate about this because I see it so many times as a therapist where couples will come into my sessions or people will come into my sessions and they will tell me that this person threw something in their face and that person threw this in their face and this person said that and that person did that. But what I never hear is the person taking accountability, thinking about themselves. What is it that they did? What was the role that they played? And so the reality of it is when you point your fingers, you always have fingers pointing back at you. And so it's important for us to understand, yes, it happened. Yes, I did it. Yes, I feel some type of way because of whatever it was that happened. But I'm not going to stay there. Understanding that your feelings and your opinions, they are very valid, but also understanding that it happened and it is time for you to release and let it go. So I have this book that's called Unapologetically Divorced. And chapter 1 talks about breaking free, the art of letting go. And as I read this excerpt, I want you to think about yourself. Letting go is one of the hardest things to do, especially when the weight you've been carrying feels like it's been a part of you for so long. We hold on because we're afraid of what lies on the other side, afraid of the unknown, and sometimes afraid of losing the very thing that's been holding us back. But here's the truth. Breaking free doesn't mean you're losing it. It means you're choosing you. This chapter is about more than just releasing the past. It's about understanding why we cling to it in the first place. It's about confronting the fears, doubts, and stories we tell ourselves that keep us trapped in cycles of pain and regret. It's about learning how to trust that what lies ahead is far greater than what we're leaving behind. And that's what it's about. It's about you understanding that, yes, I went through this. Yes, I stayed committed to something that was just tarnished from the start. But now is my time because I see myself differently. Because now I'm not that little girl anymore or that little boy anymore. For my men who are listening, that Now it's time for me to recognize my self-worth. It's time for me to understand who I am and whose I am. And so you might be wondering, what do I need to do? Well, it starts with you practicing self-forgiveness. Write a letter to yourself expressing compassion, because we always think about what this person did and how that hurt us. But really, we got to take responsibility for our own actions, for staying so long, for dealing with so much, not knowing our worth, not using our voice. And so today, I encourage you to use your voice. I encourage you to write a letter to yourself, forgive yourself, and then release it and let it go. So I want you to take a breath with me. I want you to breathe in for 4, hold it for 4, and release it in 6. Let's go. Let's do it again. And release. I want you to repeat after me. I am free from guilt and embrace forgiveness. I am free from guilt and embrace forgiveness. I am free from guilt and embrace forgiveness. And what this means is you will no longer this day forward allow people to hold you in a box, because that is not you. You are not to be in a box. Stand up, be bold, understand your worth, forgive yourself, and let's move on. As I encourage you to have a super, super amazing day. If you're looking for some tools that can help you, go to yourtransformationalhealing.com and download our 5-step self-doubt detox. Again, that's yourtransformationalhealing.com to download the 5 steps to self-doubt detox. Thank you, and you have a super, super phenomenal day, because you are amazing.
Yeah, Stella, baby. Finna get right. Here we go.